I'd like to call to order the Liberal City Commission here on this Tuesday, March 24th. Can we have roll call, please?
Mayor Denoyer.
Here.
Vice Mayor Aragon.
Here.
Commissioner Harrison.
Here.
Commissioner Williman.
Present.
And Commissioner Warren.
Here.
We have a quorum, Your Honor.
Thank you, Debbie. Will you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation as given by Reverend Ann Holman of Risen Glory Church. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, Lord, we thank you for the blessings of this day. And we thank you for all that's going on in Liberal. We thank you for the activity and the construction that we see and the new businesses. And we just continue, Lord, to ask your blessing upon us, that we may prosper and continue to grow in the economy and in every way.
Yes.
And so, Lord, we ask your direction. We ask your wisdom on all of the decisions that need to be made. Help us to make wise decisions, to be good stewards of what you have given us. And just bless this meeting tonight, Lord, and just give, if it's been a long day, I just ask that you give new energy and just quicken each mind and help us to just take hold of all that's on the agenda and let there be a clarity and a clear consensus in what needs to be done. And we just ask all of this in your name, Lord Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
All right, our first agenda item tonight is awards, proclamations, and presentations. We do have one this evening. It is Fair Housing Month proclamation, and I will read that proclamation. Proclamation celebrating 47 years of fair housing. Whereas the Congress of the United States passed the Civil Rights Act of 1968, of which Title VIII declared the law of the land would now guarantee the rights of equal housing opportunity, and whereas the City of Liberal is committed to the mission and intent of Congress to provide fair and equal housing opportunities for all, and today many realty companies and associations support fair housing laws, and whereas the fair housing groups and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development have, over the years, received thousands of complaints of alleged illegal housing discrimination and found too many that have proven upon investigation to be violations of the fair housing laws. And whereas equal housing opportunity is a condition of life in our city that can and should be achieved, I, as the mayor of the City of Liberal, on behalf of its citizens, do hereby proclaim the month of April as Fair Housing Month and express the hope that this year's observance will promote fair housing practices throughout the entire city. Karen, please come forward.
Thank you. I wanted to do this tonight for Fair Housing Month because on April 9th we will be having a housing fair at McHerrin Park. I put an invitation in your packet and I did change the hours, and it'll be from 3 to 7 o'clock on April 9th at McHerrin Park. So we're inviting the community to that. We'll have information about the housing programs that we have, housing programs through USDA and other state agencies, KHRC, and possibly Interfaith Housing and things that we can get a hold of. And other departments are going to contribute to our information that we'll be giving out, and we'll have a couple of things that we'll have a drawing for. Now, they don't have to be present for the drawing, but they do have to appear at the housing fair to sign up. So we are going to put this together for our first time and give out information because we have a lot of people asking us to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next item up on the agenda is agenda item number 2, which will be the approval of the agenda.
Your Honor, I make a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Harrison with a second by Vice Mayor Aragon. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next item on the agenda is agenda item number 3, which is the approval of the March 10th, 2015 regular meeting minutes. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes?
Your Honor, I'd make a motion that we approve the March 10th, 2015 regular meeting.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Williman with a second by Commissioner Warren. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Those opposed, motion carries 5-0 once again. Next item is agenda item number 4, which is items from citizens. Are there any citizens in the audience tonight that would like to address the commission on non-agenda items? All right, I'll read the rules of the commission as you're coming forward. Rules of the commission. Any citizen desiring to address the commission shall be recognized by the chair, advance to the podium, state his or her name and address in an audible tone for the record. Presentation shall be limited to 5 minutes unless extended by a vote of the majority of the commission. The commission does not hear matters involving litigation or city personnel. The commission does not take action on subjects not on the agenda unless unusual or hardship conditions exist. Citizens may address the commission on agenda items as they are brought to the floor. Please come forward, state your name and address in an audible tone for the record.
My name is Ronald Eckenrode at 204 Wilson here in Liberal, Kansas. And I like to address, I hit this today on Clay and 54 when I was going down to FedEx, and all the boats and the objects that are all over the highway. This really, I thought I had tore my truck up, which is a piece of old truck, you know what I mean? But anyway, I hit this on there, and I even stopped, and there was a guy behind me, and he said, "Well, you got something fell off your truck." Well, I got looking, it's not mine. I had hit it. Okay? And I think we of the town ought to do something about it, fix it or do something. And I've talked to different people about it, and the city goes to the county, and the county goes back to the city, so I think we, the people, ought to fix it. And my next deal is out there on Industrial Road.
Ronnie,
right-
just a second. You were talking about 54 and Clay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Dave. And then my next agenda is that road, on Industrial Road, from 2nd Street over to, it hits the road that goes around the museum, okay? That is atrocious road, and it's been that way ever since I can ever remember. And we need to either pave it, do something with it, or, you know.
Are you
The
talking
the
about
cement
He's
road?
talking about
that's-
General Welch.
General Welsh Boulevard,
Oh,
the cement road?
It's
Right in front of-
General, it's right in front of the FedEx. I gotta go
Oh,
up
you're
there.
talking about the dirt road?
The dirt road,
Okay.
the gravel road, yeah,
Right.
but it comes off
Oh.
of the 2nd Street, and there's some concrete or something, but the concrete itself is really tore up itself.
Oh, that's General
Is that
Welch.
the
That's
Luck
General-
Road?
That's General Welch, which
Yeah,
has
the first one is Luck
concrete on
Road
it.
that he's talking about.
Okay.
But Luck Road is the next one he's talking
Is
about.
it?
so.
So you're talking
You're
about
talking about
Luck
the one that
Road?
goes by J.E.G., right?
Well, no, it's in, okay, it's the,
Oh, I know what you, yeah.
Does it run?
Goes
right in
by-
front of,
Goes by, used to be Best Well Service.
well, I don't know that, but it comes off of 2nd Street, and you turn right there, and you go down to J&G, but FedEx is sitting right over here, and I gotta go out there and pick up propane bottles.
Talking 2nd Street or 2nd Street Road?
Dave, if General
2nd
Welch,
Street.
if
You go down by the high school.
Luck Road, instead of stopping on General Welch, went straight on north, that section from General Welch over to 2nd Street is what he's talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a gravel road, real terrible, it's been that way for a long time, and I think somebody ought to do something about
I
that.
still don't know where you're talking about.
Is it running east and west? That
It's
road
running
that
north and south. As you come down by the high school,
Joe, is that Luck
and
Road?
just before you get to
It is
the Air
Luck
Museum,
Road, if it went all the
to
way
turn,
through the
to go on General Walsh,
Okay.
okay? It's that first dirt road, and you go down another block, and you can turn to go back to J&G.
Okay.
It's the only dirt road
I
in.
think those
it's
will,
the only
that's
dirt-
going to be
Only
addressed.
dirt road in the industrial
Yeah,
park.
I mean, it is terrible.
That's going to be addressed.
Actually, I believe Highway 54 on Clay Street is on the, it should be soon, shouldn't it?
2016 construction project.
2016.
KDOT project.
KDOT will be
Well,
fixing
we better
that.
get it done before then, because I tell you what, that road, every time they patch it, it gets worse.
Yeah, okay,
Well, that's all I got.
It's
to
Joe,
it's been
would you
supposed
like
to
to
be
quote that elephant thing you told me today?
say. What?
now,
Oh,
It's
Well,
been,
it's fit for Sunday school, but probably not for this environment.
all right.
well, in other words, some things don't happen overnight.
But-
That-
but-
This ain't been happening this for a
Well,
long time.
and we've been working
Well-
with KDOT on that project, and they're going to fund that, so we have to operate in their time, but it is going to be addressed, okay, Clay? And the other one, if it is the one I'm thinking about, the city approached the business owners and the landowners on that one road to see if they would partner with the city, since it is not a road, not a platted road, to see if they would partner with us in paying for the pavement of that, and they all declined.
Ah, did
So
they decline it?
they declined to fix that road. Yes, they did. At their, we were going to partner with them, split it, and the property owners on that section, on that road, declined to partner with the city to help
That's a
pave that.
terrible road.
Yeah. So,
Well, that's all I
but
have to say.
I appreciate it, Ron. We
I appreciate it.
You bet.
Okay.
And hopefully you didn't tear up your truck too bad. All right, are there any other citizens in the audience that would like to address the commission on non-agenda items? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to items from groups. Are there any groups in the audience that would like to address the commission on non-agenda items? Again, seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. All items listed, considered to be routine by the City Commission, will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a commission member or citizen so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. We have 6A, which is the acknowledgement receipt of minutes from the Liberal Housing Authority's February 10th meeting. We have three items, actually. 6B, which is approval of airport leases. There are 10 there. And then approval of cereal malt beverage licenses. 6C for Express Stop 3 at 343 East Pancake.
Your Honor, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Harrison with a second by Commissioner Williman. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next item, agenda item number 7, City Insurance Program Renewal. We do have Al Shank in the audience.
Good evening. I'm Al Shank with Al Shank Insurance, representing employers mutual casualty insurance companies this evening. I believe you have in your packet our renewal. You have it available. We're going to do this a little backwards, but I know everybody wants to talk about the premium, so if you go to the very last page, we'll start there and then we'll work our way back to the earlier pages. You can see our premium summary, or what we would propose for the renewal for the 2015-2016 policy. Total overall premium, including all lines of coverage, would be $566,412. Last year's premium was a little over $552,000, so that's about a 2.5% increase. If you remember last year, we had a pretty significant increase because of what happened with regards to the workers' compensation. So this year, not quite as bad. The workers' compensation changed and went up just a little bit, about $3,100. And we did add 6 new vehicles to the auto policy during the year that accounted for a little under $5,000 in increase. So those two lines of coverage together went ahead and added about $8,000 to the total increase of about $14,000. So overall, the premium is fairly stable, particularly for what we saw last year, where we had a $50,000 or so increase in most of that time to work comp. I don't really have any specific comments about any of those lines of coverages or individual line premiums. Did you have any questions or comments for me?
I was just curious, Al, there's about a little under $6,000 of, where would that additional, where's that fall?
Quite a bit of it would be in your property. Employers Mutual goes in every year and adds an inflation factor to increase the property coverages from one year to the next. You'll also remember we had a claim in that area because we had a building out on the airport grounds that came down with the wind. So some of that's in the claim area, not very much. Most of it is the inflation factor that's been built into the property. That would take care of a lot of that increase right there, Commissioner.
That's all I had.
Any other questions for Mr. Shank?
Your Honor, I'd make a motion to accept the, I don't want to say bid,
Consideration renewal.
the renewal of the insurance program with Al Shank Insurance in the amount of $566,412.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Harrison with a second by Vice Mayor Aragon. Do we want to add the coverage dates, April the 1st through of 2015 through April the 1st of 2016? All right.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
I thought you did. Okay. All right. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So next item up on the agenda tonight is agenda item number 8, the final reading of plat of G&G Homes Edition.
Mr. Mayor,
Chris, you've got that.
I'll be covering this tonight. If you recall from our last meeting, we had the first reading of this ordinance was approved for a second reading, and Basically, it entails the area of Tucker Road where it intersects the bypass. Back when that was constructed, it never was replatted, and so I guess you could basically consider it a housekeeping item to correct that. And I guess with that, staff would propose adoption of the second and final reading of that ordinance.
Any questions for Chris from the commission on the final reading of the plat for G&G Homes? Seeing none, I'll call for a motion.
Your Honor, I'd make a motion that we accept the final reading tonight on the plat.
For G&G Homes.
For G&G Homes.
Second.
All right, I have a motion by Commissioner Williman with a second by Commissioner Warren. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. All right, next item on the agenda. We do have agenda item number 9, Resolution 2212, determining the advisability of issuing taxable industrial revenue bonds, CNG Energy Liberal LLC project. Mr. Parsons.
Mr. Mayor and Commissioners, CNG Energy Liberal LLC, of which we have Representatives Buck Ormston and Tom Willis here this evening, are approaching the city with a request that we issue industrial revenue bonds in an amount not to exceed $1,940,000 to assist with the financing of a compressed natural gas fueling facility at the corner of Tucker and Highway 83. Would be the northeast corner of that. If you'll remember, industrial revenue bonds, this issue is created by the city with proceeds to be used by their business. The business is totally responsible for the repayment of this. The city holds title to the underlying collateral, the property and equipment until the bonds are paid in full. Since there is no tax abatement being requested, this will be a very short-term bond issue, and so we have worked with the bankers, and so they understand how this is going to work. But just understand that the city is at no risk and does not apply toward our debt limit. And if this is something that the city can do to assist this group in completing their project. So staff would request that we get this worded just right. Authorize we determine that this is advisable, issuing these industrial revenue bonds in the amount not to exceed $1,940,000.
Your Honor, I make a motion that we adopt resolution number 2212, determining the advisability of issuing taxable industrial revenue bonds in an amount not to exceed $1 million. What was it?
$1,940,000.
$1,940,000.
Second. I have a motion by Commissioner Harrison with a second by Vice Mayor Aragon. Any discussion on the motion?
Well, I noticed the gentleman, Tom and Rocker in the audience. Did they want to say anything at this time?
Rock's always got something to say.
Please come up and say something. You're on camera. Tom, come on up with him, please.
The only problem with that is I'm better looking than he is.
Well.
But just the back of your heads, guys, so.
I want to thank you for considering this. I think it's important for us as we move forward to have these kind of things available from the city, as it makes it a little easier to achieve financing, which we're still working on. We are going to move forward. We have plans to. And I think it's going to be a good deal for the community. It kind of is set the stage for what we think 10, 15 years down the road will look like in Liberal. And we kind of wanted to be the leader. We're kind of leaning on Conestoga, the ethanol plant out at Hain, we're introducing 12 trucks right out of the get-go that are in CNG. We already have them, and they will be fueling there. And thanks to Conestoga, that gets the ball rolling. It's very lucrative for both, I assure you. So thank you for your consideration.
Can I ask you a question while you're here?
Other than to add that it's the first of the projects we look to put out there. So,
And I'm going to put everybody on the spot here, including myself, but you guys have had a little business with the city of Liberal now. How have you found that? Has that been something that's been fairly easy to do, or has it been real difficult to do?
I have nothing good to say about what Jeff has done.
I want to reword it.
Restate that, please.
That's what I meant.
He's joking, right?
We are really happy with
He was joking.
And Mark Hall been very helpful through this whole process. And we've had several conference calls and meetings involving this project, and can't say enough good about it. How about that?
Thank you very much.
Well, hey, wait a minute, don't leave.
I want to say thank you both very, very much for investing in Liberal.
And I do too. Thank you for being leaders, for stepping up. We need more of you all to do that. But now, this hadn't taken overnight, has it?
No, it's...
How long has it taken?
Actually, it started 2 or 3 years ago. Rocky and I have incorporated on our farm versus a pilot project. We involved 2 semis, so we've been playing with it for a year or so with 3 or 4 pickups that are biofuel. So, and Hutchins has been involved too. They got their own pump going, so you're going to see more and more of that coming. The thing that's different about our station is it's going to take care of the buses, the trash trucks, the fleet like Conestoga has, other fleets, and fleets passing through. And there's buses that are made up in the north, like Minnesota, that are sold in California that fuel a diamond every day as they pass through. So you're going to see more and more of that. If you look at Oklahoma, which is clearly the leader in CNG, it's impressive what they've done. About any little town you can stop in, there's a CNG plant. And you know where that's coming from? Right beneath us. That one resource that we have that we're not losing human lives across the ocean to protect. So that's what makes this important to us.
Well, that's why I want to call you guys up here, because you're passionate about it, you believe in it, and it hasn't taken overnight. I want to go so far as to say you've been working on this for at least 4 years. Because I've been on the commission
You've been pushing me for 3.
I've been on the committee. Anyway, thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Guys, I would just like to reiterate what they said. Thank you for your investment in the community, not only at this project, but with the project we saw almost 10 years ago by the same individuals. They see an opportunity that Liberal is right, Liberal is open for business, and they seize the moment. So with the CNG plant partnering with the Conestoga, it's a win-win situation for everybody. So thank you, guys.
And one more thing I'd like to add is that we work real closely with staff at Gilmore and Bell and John Haas to put this together. So it's the same team that's been doing these with us up to this point. So we have a real comfort level with them.
Great.
Jeff, does the state have to approve this after we approve it, or no? Because there's no tax?
Tax abatement.
Okay, that's why there's no cost-benefit analysis or anything?
They will after the resolution is passed, Gilmore Bell will make application for the sales tax exemption certificate, but that's the only part of this that will have to go before the state, and it's a very routine transaction. So.
Okay.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you. The next item up on the agenda is agenda item number 10. Someone who's no stranger to natural gas. Sanitation Department, Frank Coleman. 10A, 3-yard containers. The methane that's produced.
Sanitation Department. Anyway, we're requesting permission to purchase 72 3-yard containers. These are for the replacement of the old containers that are no longer serviceable. And as well, we'd like to meet the needs of, we've got new apartment complexes coming into town and things like that. Also, those new schools will be coming in, and we'd like to purchase 3-yard containers. The total price of these containers, 72 of them, is $35,016, and that's including the freight from Downing Sales from Phillipsburg, Missouri. And this will come from the reserves fund. I ask consideration that we could be able to purchase these, which we are needing them.
Frank, what are you going to do with the old 72 you're replacing? Are they, can you
Okay.
scrap them out? Or-
Well, that's what we've been doing. People have been using them for tumbleweed burners, we've been selling them like that. We've been cutting some of them up to try to use the material to replace bottoms to where we can replace them. So we use them like that. And some that are just way out, hopefully down the line, we'll be able to crush them, get rid of them like that.
Okay.
But we do use them.
72 coming off the line, that's a lot of storage.
Yeah.
Putting them somewhere.
Yeah, we got storage, we stack them, usually it's about 11 to a stack. We've got that bullpen east of the sanitation shop over there, so it's plenty of room to hold them.
Your Honor, I'd make a motion that we approve the purchase of 72 containers in the amount of $35,016, including freight from Downing Sales, Phillipsburg, Missouri. So the amount will be paid from the refuse reserve funds.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harrison with a second by Commissioner Williman. Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you, guys.
10B, roll-off inventory. Frank.
All right, this in regard to our roll-off containers. Sanitation Department currently in our inventory of roll-off containers, we are unable to meet the demands of the community. And with the school projects kicking off, this is creating even a greater demand that we have at this time. And those containers, they're going for a cost of $4,749 each, which total amount comes to $996, plus the freight from Downing Sales. Same place, Downing Sales, Phillipsburg, Missouri. And this will be funded from the reserves also. And I noticed both of those companies are Downing Sales. The last containers I bought from them, they're better quality and everything. That's the reason I'm favorable to that company.
All right, any questions for Mr. Holman?
And, Commissioners, just for point of reference, the estimated freight on the roll-offs is $1,092, so the requested amount for this expenditure would be $20,088 total.
$20,088?
$20,088, yes, sir. And that would be inclusive of the freight.
Your Honor, I make a motion to approve the purchase of 4 additional 40-yard roll-offs at a cost of $20,088. That's including $18,996 plus freight, plus estimated freight. I'll put it that way.
We have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Harrison with a second by Commissioner Williman. Any further discussion?
I'm glad that you have the need to purchase more.
Yes, sir. That's what I was saying, out of all the years I've been here, in the between now and last year, 2014, this is the busiest that we have ever been. I've never ran out of roll-offs, so a lot of business, a lot of things are going on right now. I've never come to this point. So that's good. And that's all I have, and thank you all.
We have to vote yet.
People
All
are
right.
throwing trash away.
Well, and building.
And building.
Trash.
All right, all those in favor? All those opposed, motion carries 5-0. Frank, where?
Thank you all.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
Your Honor,
Recycle project, where you at on that?
Matter of fact, I had a guy come in today to see about his permits, things like that. And the last time I talked to him, which was today, we're hoping we're in the middle of May sometime. That's what we're shooting for. If everything goes smooth, hopefully in May. We've got people still calling, and hopefully in the middle of May, we can make it happen.
All right.
thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
All right.
Dave?
I was just going to, this wasn't directed towards Frank, it's directed to the 2 children in the front row that keep having conversations while we're trying to have a discussion up here.
Thank you, Frank.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Next item up on the,
And you can't multitask, is what you're saying. Okay, I
I'm having a
got
little trouble with that, yes.
next item up on the agenda is
Rick?
11A, Police Department Taser Purchase Requests. Mr.
Now, you
Antrim?
guys can carry on during this one.
It's gonna be nice just because he's standing right there and get hit if I say anything, but.
I'm gonna get tased.
I thought there was two,
He doesn't know how that works.
two of you here for a demonstration is what I thought.
Is that what it is? All right, Mayor, Vice Mayor, we're here today to request a couple purchases. The first one is the Taser. This is a budgeted item that we requested in 2015. We're requesting to purchase 4 Taser X2s. The X2 is currently what we've switched to from the X26, which is no longer being manufactured. The X2 tasers are carried by the officers that work the streets. Admin, those type of people don't carry them, but it is a very important tool utilized by the officers for officer safety as well as reducing injury to suspects and those type of things. I did seek bids for these. Each package deal, which includes a Taser battery, holster, and 2 cartridges, is a total of $1,181.80 per package. We are requesting 4 of those from Edgewater Public Safety in the amount of $4,903.20.
Have any questions for Captain Antrim? I'd just like to remind the commissioners that any new incoming commissioner does have to go through the tasing program prior to taking a seat up here. You all may want to rethink. No, I'm just kidding.
That's good, Joe.
That is pretty good.
So, anyway, any questions for Mr. Antrim? Seeing none, I'll call for the motion. I guess do we have a motion? You haven't had a motion.
I'll make one.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harrison, a second by Commissioner Warren. Any further discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next item is 11B, handheld radio purchase.
All right, this is another budgeted item, routine purchase that we do. One of the things we do within our organization to help with financial responsibility is a lot of the bigger ticket items such as radios and tasers, we do have them on a rotation. The handheld radio is pretty much a lifeline for anybody that works for our agency that carries a gun. They're used on a daily basis. Unfortunately, they are electronics, and over the time and over a period, they do begin to fail and they start to cost us more than what they're worth. We are requesting to purchase 5 Motorola handheld radios and lapel mics from Snyder Radio out of Garden City for a total purchase price of $4,256.25.
Your Honor, I make a motion that we approve 5 radios at the total price of $4,256.25 with shipping.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Williman with a second by Commissioner Harrison. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? All those opposed, motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Captain. Next item on the agenda item number 12, soccer goals, nets, air hockey table for the rec department. Mr. Weber.
3rd meeting in a row here. I'm here, Mayor and Vice Mayor, to ask for it's a non-budgeted item, that we did receive 2 donations for the amount for the air hockey table, and I believe 3 sets of soccer goals and some soccer nets. These goals will be used at North Bluebonnet Park for our soccer program. And the air hockey table will be replacing one that's been around forever at our rec center.
Your Honor, I make a motion to approve the purchase of items A and B, the aluminum goals, soccer nets, and the air hockey table in the amount of $7,134.91, and make a note that it was donated funds.
To accept the donated funds? Okay.
Second. Motion by Commissioner Harrison, a second by Vice Mayor Aragon. Any further discussion? Leak Family Park, do we have soccer goals and nets down there yet? Not yet? Okay.
We've been working on it, so.
Okay, all right. All those in favor? All those opposed, motion carries 5-0. Thank you, William.
Thank you, William.
Next item on the agenda is agenda item number 13, Karen with Paint the Town program.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners. The Paint the Town program is a program we've had going since 2008, and we've had busier times. I think, a lot of years we have more. 2009, I think we had 77 applications for it, and it's a moderate income program. This year, I'm requesting that we do away with the income restrictions on the program and open it to anyone who wants to paint their house in town. And we have it in the budget to do about 85 houses.
Wow.
And Karen, why this change?
Well, we've had requests in the past of, of people who wanted to apply for it, but, maybe didn't meet the restrictions or the guidelines.
Is it limited to income?
It had.
At a threshold or?
Yes.
But we're changing that now. We're going to